I just want to welcome everyone. My name is J.R. Clark. I'm a partner here at Squire Patton Boggs. I just want to, first of all, welcome everyone out tonight. I know it's a little rainy, a little cold, but welcome everyone out tonight here to celebrate and to celebrate and embrace Check It and the great work that they do, the members and those who are involved with Check It. So we just want to. I'm just happy to see so many folks out tonight despite the weather. And it's really an important night because I guess it's been 5 years, I was told. I've only become aware of Check It in the last year or two, but Ron and others tell me that it's been 5 years, which is tremendous. But again, thanks for coming out. I just want to say a few things. I want to belabor it, and I hope you had a chance to check out the piece before this, which is actually really nice. It shows how wide and how with the growth of Check It over these last, I guess, 5 years. A few things I want to say beforehand. I don't have any prepared remarks. What I want to make sure to speak to, though, I want these words to be a part of what I say this evening, all right? I want dignity to be a part of that. Because when I had a chance to see the film on Check It, I guess a couple of years ago, the documentary, what I walked away was saying that to myself is that dignity. It's important that we all move through life with dignity, a recognition that everyone deserves to be respected and loved for whoever they are, right? So I want to make sure that, and tonight the reason I'm a part of this, or wanted to be a part of this, and Ron's my book. Ron could wear you down. That's my dog, though. Love him. But Ron is dogged. He's awesome. He's a good brother, an incredible brother, and I mean that in the fullest and complete way. But it's about dignity. It's about one of the things that's important for me, and I think for each of us here, is understanding that none of us asked to be born, right? I ain't asked to be born, you know. But so whatever circumstance you may be born in, that's just the hand you dealt, right? So, but with that though, once you're born and you become a part of the larger human family, what is owed to you is the opportunity to succeed, the opportunity to love, the ability to dream, and the ability to hope. And when people stand in the way of that, if anyone stands in the way of the opportunity to love, to dream, to be treated with dignity, that's a problem. And I think it's each of our responsibility as a member of society, as a part of the social contract that we're born into, that we do something about it. You know, ignorance is awesome. Ignorance is a great thing, because if you don't know, well, then that's the perfect excuse for not doing anything. But once you know, you have a responsibility, because then you're lying to yourself. So when I saw the movie, you know, on those beautiful brothers and sisters who are part of Check It, and I want them to know, if who's ever here, who's from that group, I want you to know that I love you, that I respect you, you know, that I respect your courage, that I want to do everything I can to ensure that you're treated with dignity. I love you too. I love you. So that's why, you know, hey, when Ron said, can we come over to Squire Patton Boggs, I said, no doubt about it. You must come to Squire Patton Boggs, you know, because I'm here at Squire Patton Boggs, and where I am, Check It's got to be. So anyway, I'm going to stop it right there. Those are the comments I want to open up with. And I just want to ask everyone to enjoy. What I'm going to do is turn it over to Ron at this point to continue with the program. But drink up, eat the food, and our brother, Ron.
Let's give JR a round of applause. He's one of the many people who stepped up when we needed him to. A lot of you all know this has been going on for 5 years, and it's been a journey. And I look at it like this. A lot of people who could have helped didn't help. But there's a lot of people in this room, when I went to you and said, look, I got some young people who need help, who've been through a lot, and you didn't hesitate to help. And I just want you to know, I know it means a lot to them, but it really means a lot to me, because when I started working with them, I was probably going through just as much stuff as they were. It was a very, very terrible time in my life. And it's like we'd be riding together in a car, and the car running out of gas. And you might look up in the newspaper and see a crazy article. It was just a lot of stuff going on. And you all still help. And to me, that means something. When people help you when you're going through adversity, and you help young people that nobody wants to deal with. Nobody in the straight community want to deal with them. Nobody in the gay community want to deal with them. And it was people in this room, like John Monroe, who spent at least $100,000 of his own money. 2 fashion shows has cost $25,000 a piece. Last week when I said, Doc, we need this machine so we can make more money off the T-shirts, he gave us $3,000 with no strings attached. You know, it's people like William Lightfoot when I said, hey, we need to finish these floors, and the people who doing the floors said we got to come up with some more money. I just need $400 more, and he gave me the $400. It was the first donor, Jimmy Kemp, who gave $4,000 with the Jack Kemp Foundation. Or Stan. I mean, like, all of you all mean some. Jose from the GOP, DC GOP, who donated $1,000. Like, all you people just came together and got behind us. And Lou, the guy who, from the Washington Blade, when I called him, he showed up, and he started writing right away when nobody else would write, right? So, and I can't say it anymore. To me, the best police officer D.C. has ever had. Am I right or wrong, y'all? Chief, I told you, Chief for life. Chief Diane Grooms. This lady, when we needed her, she came and she opened her doors, and we did our first fashion show. But not only that, there were a lot of officers down Gallery Place calling them, checking out their names. And they were doing their stuff, too, that they shouldn't have been doing. So she pulled 13 members together, I never forget this, and paid for the dinner, and we had a meeting. And the meeting was, I'm going to hold my officers accountable, but you also going to hold your people accountable. And things started to change in Gallery Place after that. And then one day I saw this check for $500. I said, no, she didn't just donate $500 when she was the chief of police. I mean, people just don't do that. My friend, Alex, next door to Checker Enterprises. So he had a clothing store that's about to turn into a lounge. But we were kind of like competing with each other. But anytime Checker needed help, he would come next door and help. We didn't look at it as we were competing against each other. We looked at it as, this is going to be the next Black Wall Street. You know, we're going to help bring this community up, and we all going to work together. We all going to make money together. We all going to stay here. And he's been like that from day one. I mean, it's people like that. To Ms. Richardson, who helped write the grant that Checker just got with the Anacostia Coordinating Council to deal with homeless youth, right? It's only $15,000, but it's a grant where we can do a good job, and they can learn the process, and then later on come back and do more stuff, right? So I want to bring some of them up to speak. I think I've said enough. Oh, how can I get TSC Enterprises? Because we definitely couldn't do nothing without you. So, Erica, where you at, Erica? Okay, she's right there. So that's the treasurer of Checker Enterprises. So TSC Enterprises is actually mentoring Checker, and they also renting space out of the office space of Checker. And Erica's the treasurer, and they training her. And they've been working with her on QuickBooks and everything, because my whole goal was to teach them how to do what I didn't do well. And you can't do it without having somebody who can do it well. And they've been doing it for free and volunteering and helping. Let's give them a round of applause. Oh, Minister Scott Dickens, right? He a hood minister. I never forget the check that he wrote for $1,000. When I looked at the check, I had to look at it again. Is this $10 or $1,000? Because we wasn't expecting it. But he donated a check to Checker Enterprise for $1,000, right? This guy's not rich, but I'm just saying, you got people who did stuff from the heart. And when I'm asking everybody in this room, like, for instance, we have taxes that had to be paid. Like in D.C., I don't know if you all know, but you have to pay property tax. So you pay your rent, but you pay property tax. So even though you don't own the building, you pay the property tax. So one of the reasons why we wanted to do the fundraiser was to raise $4,000 for the property tax of the building. So if we don't raise that today, what we're asking is everybody to reach out to 5 or 10 of your friends, ask them to donate a check so that we can reach the $4,000, right? For the whole year, Checker has paid their rent on time and paid their bills on time. So we don't want to get in no debt. We want to keep on moving forward the right way. The other thing is, we have an event tomorrow if any of you all want to attend. It's going to be in Gallery Place. It's a celebration, and there are going to be probably at least 15 or 20 Checker members there who have changed their lives around. And Checker Enterprises is going to be honoring them. Courtney Malloy from the Washington Post will be there to cover that. And to me, that's historic, because you're going back where it all started and said we're coming back 5 years later to show you what you can do when people love you, when people open doors to you, when people give you a chance and opportunity. So anybody want to come, just let us know. We'll put you on the list. It's going to be at the Gibson Guitar Center and Gallery Place, a very nice place that anybody can get. Check it, got it. That's saying something, right? All the rock stars and entertainers go there after the shows at the Verizon Center, and they open their doors to us. So without further ado, I'm going to bring some members up to talk. Trey, Star, and Erica, and Dominique, to say a few words. And then if anybody want to ask any questions about what you can do to help or whatever, but the most important thing, we just want to thank you. And while they talking, I'm going to go get the awards so we can honor the people who are here because, like I said, a lot of times people take money from people, but they never show the appreciation. So what we wanted to do was show the people who were there when nobody else was there the appreciation. JR, same thing. Donated $500 like it was nothing. You know, I had to chase him down because you're always out of town. But, you know, he's a good guy, man. And for us to be able to come here and do this. Oh, without further, I didn't know he was coming today. Mr. Towns from Carl Racine's office, same thing. Donated $500. When check in need, he came to the office, looked at the building, donated $500. He's like, how could I not donate to this? So what I'm saying, it's good people. And I left one other person out, Raheem Jenkins, who's here representing Director Clinton Lacey, who's going to be with us tomorrow at Gallery Place, because most of these children who are part of Check-In went through that system. And one thing that he's done that a lot of other directors didn't do, he didn't forget about the ones that the system failed. So even though they no longer in his system, he feels like he shouldn't act like he doesn't need to help them. And that means a lot. That's what type of director that we have there. We have a director who's about empowering young people and helping them, and he's really serious about it. And the most important thing about him, he empowers people in the community. You know, a lot of people come and they bring everybody from out of town who doesn't know the community. Director Clinton Lacey has a Credible Messenger program. He also has the Covenant of Peace program that Raheem Jenkins runs. And all of these programs are working to change lives. And I just think if we can do a better job of pulling everybody together, there's nothing that can stop us. And the goal of Check-It in downtown Anacostia is not just being a business, but it's about owning that building that we in. So we need everybody to support Check-It, not just coming to a fundraiser. Buy stuff during Christmas. Buy stuff during Black Friday. Come out to the events. It's not about just having a business. It's about owning something, right? And you can't get something for nothing. So we don't support them. Don't expect them to do anything more than what they're doing now. I mean, they come to work. They stop the fighting. They go and talk to other young people. You know, they wake up and try to make clothes and products. But if they make the products and clothes and we don't support them, what does that say about us? Because we always cry and we always talk about how bad our young people are. But one thing that I see in this city, a lot of times when they do what's right, we don't do what we're supposed to do as adults. So I just want to thank everybody in this room. I'm going to bring them up. Come on, Star, Erica, Trey, and Dominique. And y'all can say a few words. And I ain't talking about I'm not talking about a two-piece. Y'all can say a few words. Star, how many of y'all seen the documentary? Okay. I'm about to spill your tea.
They don't even know.
So y'all remember the documentary when Star was getting into it with the police officer downtown? So now Star, this is Star here. And this is Trey. And, oh, it's KK? Or you Trey today? Which one is it? So, okay, go ahead.
How y'all doing? I want to thank everybody for coming and thank all y'all in here for supporting us and being with us and sticking with us and, like, actually, like, putting y'all hand down on our back. Because, like, yeah, we had a lot of people just brush us off. Once our checking in came up, they're like, oh, I can't do it. So, like, thanks to everybody here who actually just sat right there and, like, okay, I'm going to work with them. Like, I see something in them. And it's crazy because, like, yeah, I was just, because I just came from this retreat yesterday. I went on the LGBT retreat. It was ready for the trans. So I talked out there, and, like, a lot of older trans, they was telling me, they was like, oh, yeah, they have stories, too, and they would love to come and talk to my peers. And then so I was like, well, we can all get together and we can have them come to our office and we could talk and I got to talk about each other. So that was one thing I liked it too about the retreat. And I just want to thank everybody. And I don't know where Mo was going at with that, so everybody just keep it just star, that's it. But thank y'all for coming.
Hello, everyone. It's been 5 long years since we did this documentary. We started in 2012, and it's been a long journey for us. We had a lot of ups and downs. Everything wasn't perfect. We argue, Mo, his mouth, our mouth. We don't never get along sometimes. We never agree sometimes, but you know, Mo stuck with us for a long time. And I'm probably the hardest to deal with because I have a mouth on my shoulders and Mo have an opinion, I have my opinion, and you know, but we actually come to a conclusion of getting things done. But it's been 5 long years. And I'm just glad that you all stuck with us because a lot of people didn't. When we did our first fashion show, we couldn't hand out flyers to the fashion show because we were told that because of who we were, our name, and what came behind our name, we couldn't actually hand out flyers. They had to get permission from supervisors, and it was just so many people who stuck with us, and I'm just glad that people actually stuck with us through everything we went through. We went through a lot shooting this documentary. I lost my mother, but I still pushed through it. I was in Job Corps at the time, lost my mother, but I still pushed through it and I finished. I didn't want to finish, but it was something I signed up for, and I'm glad that I did because I traveled everywhere with this documentary. I done been to Canada, Amsterdam. I done been all over the place with this documentary. And it just showed me other sides of the world. Like, we're not the only ones that's going through what we're going through. And it's so many people around the world that's going through what we're going through and still is. So I'm just glad that we got the opportunity. I'm just glad that Mo gave us this opportunity to actually tell our stories and brought Dana and Toby to us, and we actually did this documentary because, truth be told, without Mo, none of you probably would actually know who we are. So I'm just glad that we got this platform, and we're going to continue to ride, and we continue to make progress and continue to do what we're supposed to do. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank everyone that stood behind us, especially me. Come from the childhood that I came from. I went through a whole lot since the age of 9. But I'm tremendously happy because now I work for DYRS. My grandmother worked for them for a long time. And she passed in 2013. She was my only role model I had in my family that always wanted me to do good. But ever since she died, it's like she was always in my head, always in my mind. Like, I always heard her voice telling me to do this as I was coming up. But nevertheless, I took that power, got through all these programs and learned more things about the workforce, hard skills, soft skills, transferable skills. And now I work with DYRS and I'm happy. And I want to say thanks, everyone.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for the support, and I really appreciate it.
So there's another person who just walked in the room who I want to acknowledge, and that's a friend of mine, Donnell Perkins. He's in the back. When nobody else helped me, I was almost homeless and everything. Donnell Perkins gave me 1 of 5 houses. And I was able to stay in that house free for a year. And that's what helped me get back on my feet. So a lot of times when people wonder why does Mo keep helping people and how does he just keep going hard when it seems like nobody's helping him, there's always been somebody who helped me when I needed help. And a lot of times you never know where that help is going to come from. So it's always gave me the fire to do what you all in this room did. So without further ado, and I miss one person. Thenie Freeman's not here, but her beautiful daughter is somewhere in the back. Where's she at? Yeah, she's in the back. And Thenie has helped check it tremendously through DOES youth programs. They've gotten a lot of those trainings through the youth programs, and she believed in checking when nobody else did. And there's another guy in the back who also has supported Check-It and me, Scotty Irvin, Blue Sky Construction. He doesn't like to get acknowledged, but I'm acknowledging him. Scotty Irving. Who? and tomorrow. And he also helps everybody. They call him for funerals, for burials, for this, for that. His phone rings 24/7. And these people are the people that really are the fabric of our community. And I just want to thank you. I mean, for a guy like William Lightfoot to come in the room today, to me that means a lot. Seriously. Like, let's give him a round of applause. Because I hope to be like some of you all one day where I can retire, lay back a little bit, and, you know, pick it. Well, I mean, you don't have to work as hard as you used to, you know. So when we can pick and choose, when we want to, you know, do things. So at this point, we want to bring up the awards, and I'm going to call them up, and you all can take pictures with the check-in members. And I left out one other person. I would be remiss if I didn't call this guy, Thomas Penny from Marriott. This guy, within himself, it should be a book on him. It should be a book on this guy. This guy started as the dishwasher in Marriott and worked his way to the top into management. He's in the management. You know, he managed the hotel, but he's in management, right? You feel what I'm saying? So this guy started from the bottom and worked his way to the top. What better example for our young people? That's exactly what Booker T. Washington said. You can't get something for nothing. And now he comes back. He sits on the Commission of Workforce Development, right? And he uses his ideas and the things that he's learned over the years to help get strategies and initiatives in place to help employ more of our citizens east of the river. And based upon the data, DOES and the things that he's helped put in place have been working. So let's give him a round of applause. And he's another check to support us. So Trey going to handle this part, the announcing the names. Yeah, you're going to do this. And I'm going to step aside. Go ahead. Jose Cunningham. Want me to do it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Jose Cunningham. And by the way, these awards, like, Checker had the money to buy $40 and $50 awards, but these awards probably worth like $1,000 because they handmade out of jean and all type of stuff. About 10 years from now, these awards are going to be worth some money. Don't you all throw these awards away. Don't go nowhere, Jose. We're going to take a picture with everybody up here. Okay. TSC Enterprises. Like I say, this is the guy who helps Erica with the accounting. Scotty Irving, Blue Sky Construction. The Jack Kemp Foundation, Jimmy Kemp. Scott Dickens. Scott, you gonna get mad? I forgot the name of the church. I don't know if you want me to do the church, the company. He does plumbing. He has his own plumbing company. So if you need any plumbing, any work done in the city, this is the guy right here. Grassroots. I mean, at his best. Thenie Freeman. Little Thenie. She said, on behalf of my mom. Dr. John Monroe. Lou Shabaro from the Washington Blade magazine. Stan Vultures. Did I say it right? Okay. Vojray, I believe. Right. William Lightfoot. Council member, campaign manager, law firm. I mean, what else? Big swimming pool in the backyard.
Just like you. All right. We got the same pool man. Okay?
Thank you. You're welcome.
J.R. Clark.
Appreciate it.
My smile already fade. I'm trying to hold it so bad.
Alex Mosby. I'm sorry. So this guy works for Washington Gas. He's about to open up a lounge next door to check it. And we also, Washington Water. And we also are waiting for Busboys and Poets to open on MLK so we can get a lot more traffic over there. And last but not least, Thomas Penny. Oh, Donnell Perkins. I'm sorry, Donnell came. Donnell, you weren't here early, so don't try it.
But you just said you just announced my girl.
Hold on, Donnell. He got caught. Thank you.
Y'all know I'm going to hear about this. Donnell Perkins. So Donnell, just so you know, Donnell helped with a lot of stuff. If you go inside, check, you see artwork everywhere. You see cabinets in the kitchen that we got at a discounted price and a lot of other things. Donnell has really been there for us, and we really appreciate Donnell. And last but not least, I want to say tomorrow we will be honoring Courtney Snowden, Carl Racine, Clinton Lacey at the event. And if any of y'all want to come, just ask us for the information. The event is going to be at the Gibson Guitar Center, 709 G Street Northwest. And I asked everybody if we can come together and all take a picture together, a group picture with everybody together before we leave, and we all can have some networking. And then also, there's some merchandise over there on the side if anybody wants to buy any merchandise. And how many of y'all know how to fundraise a little bit? Can y'all raise your hand if y'all know just a little bit? Who knows how to fundraise a little bit in here? Just a little bit. Yeah, I do a little bit. So if anybody's willing to help raise the $4,000 that we need, and also in the spring, we're going to do a big event at the Wharf with the help of Chief Diane Grooms. We already started talking to her people. But this is going to be the biggest fashion show that D.C. has ever seen, ever. If you've seen the runway, the boardwalk down there, this is going to be the biggest show that you've ever seen before. But we're going to need help with it. So if anybody's willing to help with the $4,000 and help with the fashion show, we'll see you after I finish speaking. God bless. So let's take the group picture. Take it right here. Yeah, right here. Hold on. I got one more person I didn't call up. Even though he's going to get honored tomorrow, you came, but I want to bring you up. Raheem Jenkins. Come on, man. Come on. No. This guy is doing a wonderful job with the Covenant of Peace program, and he's here to represent Mr. Clinton Lacey. So even though we're going to honor Mr. Lacey tomorrow, I still want Raheem to take a picture with us because we all on the same team now. Ain't no politics no more. We all working together. We all one family in D.C., and it's now or never for us. So we all working together. We're going to take a picture together. Go ahead.
on behalf of DYRS and certainly Director Clinton Lacey, a part of the reason why I'm here this evening is because he has come to support Mo in his efforts. And when Director Lacey came to Washington, D.C., when he first interviewed me for the position that I'm in, he said to me that he borrowed a statement from Dr. Martin Luther King that went something like, he said, King had once said he wanted to know what love looked like in public policy. And so he says, I'm coming from New York, and what I'm asking you, I need you to help me find out what love looks like at DYRS. So the premise that we're working from, the treatment modality that we're working from at DYRS now is around our program of the Covenant of Peace, Credible Messengers, and Restorative Justice. So that's where that agency is headed. But before I step aside, I'd like to just make a public comment about this gentleman here to my left, Ronald Moulton. If there's anybody that can reinvent themselves and come back from the ashes, it's this guy here. And so you can count on one hand. You can count on one hand those of us that's out there in the trenches that do this work that would take on the challenges of this population, myself included. Even in this work that I now do, I now recognize more fully your challenges, the pitfalls, and the things that you go through. And so I think that there's a debt that the city now owes to Mo for once again pointing out to us that even amongst this population, regardless as to what direction, what preference, or any of that, they're our children. And so not to recognize and acknowledge the fact they're our children is just a sin even in and of itself. So I personally thank Mo for taking this bold step to step forward and say, regardless as to where he comes from, where I come from, that these are our children and they need to be treated with, I think our host said, with dignity and support so they can excel with the rest of our community. So I publicly thank you, Mo.
Thank you. So we're going to take a picture. We're going to let JR close us out, and we're going to take a picture over here, and we can network and eat the rest of the food. And take it home. The meatballs was good.
Good food. Eat the food is paid for and everything. But I just want to close out by saying thanks again. Thanks, Raheem. Thanks, Mo. Thank all of you guys for being here. Thanks, everyone, for coming. I just want to, I want to say this, too. Last piece, and we're going to take the picture, all right? The bottom line is this. We're going to, in a few minutes, we're all going to break up. And most of us already appreciate and understand this fact. Which names again? Tell me the name. Erica. Dominic. Star. We can't let you walk alone, all right? I want as we go home to our respective corners tonight, all right? We must understand that you four cannot walk alone. You are the descendants of a great people. The blood that flows through your blood are of great kings and queens of Africa, all right? And that's no joke. No, it sounds, but it's real talk, all right? You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line, your Harriet Tubmans, your Martin Luther Kings, all those great people came before you, Nat Turners, all right? That blood flows through your veins. You got to know that. And we have to remind them of that. So you cannot walk alone. You're going to go back to wherever you're going back to tonight. Might not see you for a while. But as you walk, as you come through challenges, you have to understand that everyone in this room, and so many others who are in this room, we walk with you. You don't walk alone, all right? So I just want to make sure you know that. And Mo is not going to let us forget that, by the way. But I just want to make sure you know that we love you. We're there with you. You do not walk alone. We will not let you walk alone. Because if we do, we've lied to ourselves, we cheated ourselves, and we've not carried on what our ancestors have taught us. So I just want to leave it on that. Eat up, take this picture, and let's keep rolling. All right? All right, very good. Thanks, folks.
I want to thank Mo, too, everybody. Y'all know Mo's birthday tomorrow. So, yeah, I want to thank Mo, too, because, yeah, Mo was the ones who actually sat right there and stuck. Like, yeah, Mo actually visited me in jail. And, like, that's crazy. I'm like, I got a little visit in jail. I mean, even though my friends was coming, but Mo even came to jail, was talking to me, and he told me about everything. So I really want to thank Mo. From the bottom of my heart, I don't want to cry, I got a little beat on, but yes, thank you, Mo.
You're welcome. Can we take a picture? And I want to thank them for not giving up, because I just want to say this to you. If most of you knew their stories and you peeled the onion back, y'all would have given up. Trust me. I've been around a lot of people who've given up with less than what they've been through. If most of us in this room been through what they've been through, we would have given up. Trust me. There's a lot of people walking around in mental health facilities who gone through what they've gone through. I'm keeping it real. Like a lot of times we sit around and we judge young people and we judge what they do, but you haven't walked in their shoes. And I'm just telling you, because I know what they've been through, you should be proud that they really sitting up here, because most people don't bounce back from some of the stuff that they've been through. I just want to say thank you. We'll take a picture. Come on up, y'all, so we can take a picture. What's your award? Tupac just got here.
That's not gonna work for me, Mo.
We gotta do that over, yeah.
Yeah, Mo, because you did wrong for that. And I feel like, yeah, Mo, you did wrong. This Chief Groom's Award, and I'm mad that Mo actually forgot, because this should have been one of the first awards. In 2012, when we did our first fashion show, Chief Grooms actually gave us the first location, which was uptown at her at the main location on Shepherd Street, which was the police station. And Chief Grooms has stuck with us from the beginning. I remember when I lived uptown and I was going through so much, and I didn't know if I was going or coming, and I was always called Chief Grooms. And it's just like stuff that I, never told Mo and them, but Chief Grooms always helped, regardless of what we was going through, no matter what. She always was there. With if she can donate, if she can get us a location, it didn't matter. If we called her, she was there. And if you look in our documentary, she's in it too. But this is a very special person to us, and she will always be a part of us. And she's retired from the police department now, but she's still a part of us, and she will always be a part of us. And no matter what, she will stick with us. Oh, this award is for her. Thank you.